that mean you the best, then I break up in the text. She said, boy, you got me vexed, powerful when I'm stressed. I know I'm different from the rest. I'm chasing that bag, got no time for retreat. You talking money, want all of it, please. I pull before
Yo, what is up, YouTube? What it do, YouTube? It is your boy ChillDree here, and I'm back with another NBA 2K20 video. But in today's video, we're not going to be discussing NBA 2K20. No, we're not going to be talking about the Beast gameplay. No, I'm going to be playing throughout this video as background footage. We're going to be talking about, once again, NBA 2K21, and this is kind of like a part 2 to my NBA 2K21 wish list. And also, if you're new to the channel and you have not yet seen that video, I will leave a link for it in the description below. It'll be the very first link. Be sure to go check out that video and then come back here. But in the NBA 2K21 wish list, I kind of went over everything, you know, overall that I want to see in the game. But in this video today, this video was inspired by Poor Boy Sing, you know, so shout out to him, you know, great 2K player and great YouTuber. But yeah, this video was inspired by him, and as you read by the title, and you know, I'm going to be talking about the badge system for NBA 2K21. Now, I talked about this a little bit in my NBA 2K21 wishlist video, but I didn't really go further into it. And I actually want to talk about some of the stuff they should do with some of the badges, because let's be real, guys, there is a lot of badges that they need to fix for NBA 2K21, and we're going to get all that. We're going to get into all that today. So if you're new to the channel, please sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on the post notification bell. That is all free. You ain't gotta buy anything. Those 3 things is all free, you know what I'm saying? Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, you know, with post notification really helps on my channel. And for all of the subscribers that have been here, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, share this video to a friend, and let's hop right into this video. Alright, so with this badge system, I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna be going over the finishing, the shooting, playmaking, and defending you know, selections for all the badges. Now I want to go over finishing first, because I feel like I should get that out the way. Now honestly, the finishing badges, some of the finishing badges this year were just a little bit too OP. Some of them were just right. I think some of them deserves to get nerfed or just receive a buff. And one of the badges that I think should receive a very slight nerf. I mean, some of you guys probably gonna get mad at me for this, because I know this certain badge helps out any slashers out there, hint hint. But I honestly think that fantasy footwear needs to get a little slight nerf. Now the reason why I say it needs to get released, the reason why I say it needs to have a slight nerf, because hop steps this year were just absolutely overpowered. I mean, like, it didn't really take any skill, because I could literally give my controller to someone that has never touched 2K, and I can tell them how to hop step into the lane. They will easily win a game 21 skunk, 22-0. Like, it's come to the point where all people do is just hop step. They don't do no dribble, no no, they just straight run, you know. And you know, shout out to the people that actually don't use the hop step, you know, every single time to get a buck. I mean, honestly, I just think fantasy forward needs to have a slight little nerf, because that badge is just overpowered. And you know, most people called it at the beginning of the year, and it ended up being true. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time on fantasy footwear. All I know is it just needs to get nerfed. So one other finishing badge I also want to talk about that I feel like no one else talks about is the Showtime badge. So pretty much the Showtime badge pretty much boosts your team takeover, and that could be used in 3s and Pro-Am, 5v5, Pro-Am 3v3 if you want to get extra cheesy, and Rec. And honestly, I feel like no one ever uses that badge, but I feel like that badge is great, and I feel like it should receive a slight buff, because I feel like more people need to use that badge, because that badge actually benefits your team. It's kind of, you know, it boosts everybody's takeover. If you're elite and someone has on that badge, it helps you a lot. So I think that badge should release, well, not release, but should have a slight nerf. Not slight nerf, I'm a slight buff. Sorry guys. And also two post badges I want to talk about this year is deep hooks and drop stepper. Now everyone knows that the drop sets in NBA 2K have always been overpowered ever since they introduced post scores. But this year, combined with deep hooks, the deep hooks badge, it is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, guys, there are literally 6 3-point guards out here backing centers down, to be exact, and just post hooking them up and it goes. And like, you don't even need to time post hooks anymore. Like, I could literally get on a 6-foot guard and just back and center down. Center could contest the post hook 100% smarter, it will still go in. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, if I was a 7'3" center go against like a 6'3" guard that had no post game, then it makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is that a 6'3" guard should not be able to post hook on a center with all defensive badges consistently, you know. And I honestly think that those badges need to get a slight nerf as well. Actually, not a slight nerf. I think deep hooks just needs to be, or not deep hooks. I just think post hooks in general just needs to get reworked for next year, because we shouldn't be seeing 6'3" guards out here doing post hooks. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the fantasy badge. I don't want to waste too much time. Now, one thing I want to get into about the shooting badges. I mean, honestly, personally, I like the shooting badges this year. I like Green Machine. I think they should keep Green Machine in the game. Also like Clutch Shooter too. I feel like that badge is very underrated. Now, a badge that I think they should take out, in my opinion, is Pump Fake Maestro, because no one hardly ever uses that badge. Like, I rarely see anybody use that badge in park, and I think that badge is useless. Same for Pick and Popper. I mean, there could be some people out there that use it for like rec and park, but honestly, I don't think people need the badge Pick and Popper, because I've done pick and pops and rec and 3s and 2s as well, and I never needed that badge. So honestly, I just think those two badges need to get removed. Now one other badge I want to talk about this year, they got introduced this year, is QuickDRAW. Now, if you don't know what QuickDRAW is by now, I don't know where you've been living at. I don't know, you've been living with Patrick's Rock, but no, I'm just playing. Pretty much with the QuickDRAW badge, it pretty much speeds up the time of your jump shot. Now, the reason why this badge got introduced, and anybody forgot, because in NBA 2K19, centers were shooting the ball as good and as quick as a guard, according to my knowledge, because I barely played 2K19 Park last year. I was in my team, but that's a story for a different day. But with the QuickDRAW badge, I mean, personally, I like it, but you know, I was talking about this badge with a friend that I play online with in rec on 2K, and he was saying that QuickDRAW shouldn't be a badge, but it should still be in the game somehow. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying by that, let me just break this down to you. So basically, what he was explaining to me is that QuickDRAW is, he told me that QuickDRAW is basically like a waste of a badge, because why should we have a badge to speed up our jump shots, especially on centers, you know? Now he thinks that the badge should honestly like still be in the game but not be in the game. What I'm saying is that, like, for guards, the jump shot timing or the speed jump shot for a guard should be normal, but on a center, it should be different. So pretty much what he's trying to say is that QuickDRAW shouldn't be a badge at all, but the way QuickDRAW was handled this year should somehow still be in game NBA 2K21. I don't know if that really made any sense, but if you get what I'm trying to say, then I appreciate it, because at first it was kind of confusing, but it took me a while to understand. So yeah, I hope that didn't confuse anybody. And personally, in my opinion about that, I kind of agree with that, because honestly, sometimes I feel like if QuickDRAW wasn't a badge, I feel like I could put it on another set of badge that that could benefit my player. But it is what it is. But honestly, in my opinion, I think they should bring back QuickDRAW next year. But if they don't, then I'm not gonna be surprised. But if they do, I'm not gonna be surprised as well. What I'm saying? It is what it is for the QuickDRAW badge, and that's honestly what I'm gonna talk about for the shooting badges. But for the playmaking badges, man, oh man, this is gonna be a good one. The first badge I want to talk about this year is Unpluckable. Now, let me talk about this Unpluckable badge. Now this badge is supposed to reduce the chances of a defender stripping the ball from you if somebody is spraying square. And honestly, Hall of Fame and Bronze Unpluckable, Hall of Fame Unpluckable and Bronze Unpluckable are pretty much the same, because I feel like Unpluckable this year did not work. Now if you're watching right here in the background footage of the game, like I said, it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna use this part for example. I have a guard that's playmaking takeover over 30 playmaking badges, and he uses Hall of Fame Unpluckable. Now he can still get ripped in takeover without takeover, which doesn't make sense, because if you're a ball handler that has 99 ball handle with Hall of Fame Unpluckable, you should be rarely getting ripped, period. Almost to the point where you rarely ever get ripped, especially if you have takeover too. Like, I honestly think they should just rework Unpuckable next year, because I honestly think that badge was just not useless at all. And the same thing for Stop and Go. Like, now that Stop and Go badge to me is just honestly trash. Guards be telling me that Stop and Go does not really work at all. It may work for some, but overall the badge is just trash. It's useless. It's a waste of badge points. I think Stop and Go should be removed. Now another badge on the playmaking side I want to talk about is Flashy Passer. Now, to me, don't get me wrong, Flashy Passer this year is a good badge, especially if you're an elite and someone gives you a flashy pass for takeover. Like, with that badge combined with takeover booster, once you hit elite in part, pretty much that badge is just absolutely overpowered. And I also want to talk about that too. I also want to throw in that I think takeover booster should get a slight nerf, because like, it's overpowered how I can get my takeover in 2 shots as I'm an elite. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, the Dimer badge, personally, in my opinion, I feel like the Dimer badge, like, it does work, it doesn't work. Like I feel like that sometimes Bronze Dimer and Hall of Fame Dimer are the same. So I think they should rework some of these tiers for the badges, because some badges on Silver or Hall of Fame are as good as, like, you know, Gold or whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, that's really all I want to say about the playmaker badges. Now I'm going to get into the defensive badges. And honestly, there is a few badges on the defensive side that needs to get reworked. Like the number 1 badge that I think needs to get reworked, or possibly being taken out next year as a secondary option, they don't do that, is Intimidator. Now, this badge was introduced this year, and I heard a lot of mixed opinions about Intimidator. Some people say it shouldn't be a badge. Some people say that it should be taken out or sustained and getting nerfed. Personally, in my opinion, I think Intimidator is a great badge when it wants to work, because Silver and Hall of Fame Intimidator works as good. Believe me, I had my Intimidator on my Glass Clean Lockdown on Gold, Silver, and Hall of Fame. And it seems like the most broken way to put your Intimidator on is easily just Hall of Fame. And I feel like that the Intimidator badge needs to get reworked, because I feel like Silver is good as Hall of Fame, especially if I'm on a build that has good defense on it, and you know, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Now one other badge I want to talk about on the defensive side is Heart Crusher. Now, Heart Crusher decreases the player's takeover, and no one really uses that badge. I mean, I used that badge one time, and like, I was thinking to myself, there's other badges I could use as way better than Heart Crusher, and it's the same thing with Showtime. I think it's a great badge. It's low-key an underrated badge, and I think it needs to receive a slight buff, because like I feel like more comp players should use that badge more, because you know what's a better way to decrease the players takeover by getting offensive stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly think that badge should get a slight nerf. And that is going to actually wrap up this wishlist video. This wishlist video is actually shorter than I was expecting it to be while recording. I was trying to get this under 15 minutes, and you know, I got it like 2 minutes before. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this part 2 of a wishlist video, just talking about the badge system, what I think should get reworked or get taken out the game or get a buff or a nerf. Now, if you guys think I missed something about the badges, let me know down in the comment section below. You know, I'm open up to any ideas you guys have. I would like to listen to some of you guys' opinions. Let me know if you guys agree on what I said in this video. Let me know if you disagree, or you think they should do something else with the badge system. But other than that, that is going to conclude the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel you're new with post notifications on. Please be sure to share this video with a friend if he plays 2K. It's been your boy ChillDree. You guys stay blessed. You guys stay healthy out there. And I'm out. Peace, and I'll see you guys in the next video.